Yalla yalla yalla, no time for pre-intro jokes. We have a lot to cover. First of all, 10k subs. Not too shabby. I'm super happy that you guys appreciate the hard work I've put into this channel, so thank you. Today we have Clockworks by Meshuggah from their latest album, The Violent Sleep of Reason. And by the way, after the awesome response to the combustion video, I decided to have a monthly Meshuggah slot in the channel. But get this, you decide what song I'll break down. But more of this on the end. Let's go. All these Meshuggah videos will heavily use the guest versus host method discussed in this video, so you might want to check it out. Okay, so everyone already knows all Meshuggah songs are in 4/4. Fine, I get it. But this one, well, it's also in 4/4, but it's epic. Check it out. We have 4 main riffs, so let's start with number 1, the opening riff of the song. A short disclaimer. I like hearing the click on the slower side, so I rather hear these beats as quarter notes in 130 beats per minute, rather than half notes in 260 beats per minute. Okay, so counting with my quarter notes, we have 8 bars for the intro. As we know, 8 bars equal 64 eighth notes or 128 16th notes. Our building blocks for this song will be 2's and 3's, and each riff will have its own way of presenting these blocks, but the numbers will stay the same. You'll see. The pattern here looks like this: 3-3-2, 3-3-3-2, 3-3-3-3-2, 3. And this 3 right here is played as a long note. As for the rest of the notes, the guitar is playing muted chugs. Oh, and this is an 8-string guitar, not a 6-string guitar. Thank you, Nick Candusi. I hope I pronounced your name right. And the drums are just accenting the hits. The hits here are 2 16th notes long and 3 16th notes long. But this little 2 here is pretty cool. It's played as 3 16th note triplets, which are the same duration as 2 16th notes, but sound a bit faster. This pattern is 36 16th notes long, which means it can repeat 3 times to reach a total of 108 beats, and for the remaining 20, the pattern starts again, but ends a bit early. In this riff, all instruments play on the host side. The only thing keeping the 4 alive is the beat count, and the fact that the riff restarts after 8 bars of 4/4. Nothing else. Awesome. Riff number 2, the verse. This one is 16 bars long, and the riff is a bit longer as well. Here it is: 3-3-2, 3-3-2-2, 3-3-3-3-2-2-2, 3-3-2-2. Oh man, it's too long for the page. All the 2's here are played as 3 16th note triplets, which, remember, that's still the same duration as 2 16th notes. Another cool thing to notice here is the orchestration on the drums. So when he plays the 3 group, he plays snare, kick, kick. And when he plays the 2 group, which is actually played as 3 16th note triplets, he also plays snare, kick, and kick. So it's the same pattern and it just sounds like it speeds up. which is pretty cool. Cool stuff, bro. The sum total for this one is 46 subbeats. So it repeats 5 times, which gives us 230 16th notes. And as for the last repetition, we only play the first 26 beats of the riff for it to fit into 256 beats. The instrument distribution here is a bit different. Guitars and bass are still on the guest side, kick and snare as well. But the hi-hat is now playing quarter notes, and the crash emphasizes the 1 of every 4 bars of 4/4, which means they're on the host side. That's such a violent verse. The next riff is pretty interesting. This new riff has the exact same numbers as the previous one, only now they're played as long open notes. So we have 8 bars of that, and then we have another verse. But instead of restarting the riff, they kind of just like bulldozer over the bar line. So they continue the same riff as before without stopping it. The only difference is that in this new verse, the guitar is muted. The snare hops onto the host side, playing the backbeat on 2 and 4. This goes on for 8 more bars with 2 extra quarter notes on the house, just to make the break even breakier. Okay, cool, yalla, next. Riff number 3. The next riff has the same blocks yet again, but they're segregated. First, all the 3's, well, 6 of them, and then all the 2's, or 8 of them. The 2's are still played as those 16th note triplets, so you can think of them as faster 3's. 6 of these and 8 of these will result in 34 beats. This riff spans over 8 bars, so this happiness right here repeats 3 times, and the last repetition gets shortened by 4 of these groups. The guitars here play long open chords, so the riff is way more evident if you listen to the drums. Obviously the guitars follow that pattern, but the drum pattern is just way more clear. Oh, and the snare ditched the host and went back to his friends on the guest side. Okay, last riff. This riff has the best setup in the history of riffs. We have this 8-bar section that has one purpose and one purpose only, which is to ramp you up to the meanest headbang ever recorded. This section is all made of 3's, but in 8th notes. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Here's the warm-up. and the riff. If your face doesn't look like this right now, you should see a doctor. This riff has a very interesting expanding pattern. It's 16 bars long, and it's kind of a call and response between the 3's and the 2's. Remember, all of these are eighth notes now. By the way, the notes that I'm writing represent the length of the chunk, not the rhythm of the group. So, the 3 side always repeats 5 times, and the 2 side answers as follows. After this chunk of 3's, we have 4 of these. After this chunk, we have 5. After this, 6. And after this one, 7. Can you guess what comes here? Well, 8 probably, right? No. After these last 5 3's, our beat count is at 109 eighth notes. And as always, we need to deal with the remains. So if this section is 16 bars long, that means we need to get to 128 eighth notes. So we can't fit 8 of these, because it's too long. But we sure can fit another 3 of these. Oh, and lastly, before we play this, check out the snare and crashes here. The snare plays the backbeat on 3, in support of the host, but also plays the beginning of each response from the 2 side. So the snare is playing on both the guest and the host sides. The crash, on the other hand, is also playing on both sides. Good luck to everyone. How awesome is this song? It's pretty cool. This is quite a way to start an album. I mean, once you heard that, you're like, okay, I am listening. So, now that we get that covered, I have a few announcements. First, as I said earlier, I'm gonna have a monthly Meshuggah slot here on the channel, and you guys get to pick which song I'll discuss. So for next month's video, the song options are Do Not Look Down, Nostrum, or Bravos. I've created a YouTube poll, as you can see on my community tab. I'll also post a link in the description, so feel free to pick your vote. If you're watching on Facebook or Instagram, comment below or just hop on to YouTube and vote in the poll. And lastly, I want to announce that I'm going to be having a whole month dedicated to this band. And that month is gonna be called Meshuggah. This is an awesome idea that was given to me by one of the subscribers, 9S0DX, and I loved it, so I'm going with it. So during the month of May, I'm gonna have 2 Meshuggah breakdown videos, I'm gonna upload some extra Meshuggah content, and I'm working on something pretty cool that is top secret. So stay tuned. Thank you all for watching, and remember, calculators are friends, not food.